Pay close attention to this video. A woman was together with her boyfriend, and they were going into her room. They then start hugging, and the woman shows her boyfriend or one of her underwear. He gets excited, but at that moment, the woman's mother starts calling for her. She tells her boyfriend to hide, and he hides on the balcony. At that moment, the woman's mother arrives in the room. The woman's mother says there was someone waiting for her outside the house. The woman then asks if he was really there, and her mother says yes, and that she didn't know why she called him there at that time. When the woman leaves the room, her mother notices the clothes that were on top of the bed. She then realizes that in addition to the clothes, she had a mask. At that moment, the man starts knocking on the door, saying he couldn't wait any longer, and then he enters the room. He then enters the room, and as everything was dark, he does not realize that whoever was there was not his girlfriend. They then start kissing and lay down together. He later wakes up and greets who he thought was his girlfriend, but she doesn't respond. She then gets up and turns on the light, revealing that she was his girlfriend's mother, and this leaves him very surprised. The mother then starts to laugh and says that he had seen much more than what he was seeing. And then he apologizes to her and says he didn't know she was the one there. The mother then says that he didn't need to worry about that, because her daughter would never find out about it and that they would have to keep it a secret. Later, the man sneaks downstairs and tries to leave, but he is stopped by his girlfriend's father. The father then asks where he was going, and he says it wasn't his fault. The father then says that he would have to eat something with him before he leaves. They then go into the kitchen, and the man sits down. At that moment, the man's girlfriend arrives and compliments him with a hug. The man then asks his girlfriend what happened, and she asks if he didn't remember. He said no, and then she says that he had slept in her bed because his father had let him. The woman's father then agrees with that and asks how the man had slept. He says he had slept well, and at that moment, the woman's mother arrives with a plate of food. She says that she made breakfast for them and then tells the man that she reinforced his as he needed more energy. She said she knew the man needed to replenish his energy. The woman then says that her mother was really attentive and then asks where her food was. Her mother then hands her food. The woman's father then asks where his breakfast was, and the woman's mother apologizes, saying she would get it for him. She then asks if the man could help her, and the woman asks him to go with her mother. The man then goes after his girlfriend's mother, and when they arrive in the kitchen, she kisses him. He is surprised by that and says he didn't want her to do it again, because he wanted to be with his girlfriend. She tells him to cut it out, as she knew he wanted to be with her too. She tells him that he should accept that they are going to be together and that he shouldn't complain anymore. He then says nothing and hands her the juice. The woman's mother then takes the juice into the living room, and the woman asks where her boyfriend was. The woman's mother says that her boyfriend was a little uncomfortable and that she should talk to him. She said she was going to talk to her boyfriend, but her dad says he was going to do it. The woman's father then goes to the man and asks why he is like that. He said he knew he wanted to have more privacy with his daughter and that he understood that as he too was young once. He says all he wanted was for the man and his daughter to take care of each other. He said he wanted his daughter to take care of herself as she was still too young to have a child, but the man says that wasn't what he was so afraid of. The woman's father then asks what he was talking about, and then the man apologizes to him and tells the truth. At that moment, the elder's father is surprised and he asks if that really happened. The man says yes, so the woman's father says he shouldn't worry about that, because his wife did that kind of thing. He said that his wife liked younger people like him, and that he really wanted him to be there next time so he could watch everything they did. This leaves the man very confused, and so he says it won't happen again, but the woman's father tells him to relax and that he should accept it. The woman's father doesn't say that the man should just relax and accept the situation, but he walks away. He then goes into the living room and the woman's mother asks what had happened to him. The woman's father again asks what happened to him, and then the man takes his girlfriend by the hand and says they should leave. They then leave, but the woman says he should stop and tell her what happened. The man then says they should leave as her parents were crazy. The woman said that she didn't understand that, and the man says that her mother had kissed him and that her father wanted to see them together. The woman then becomes confused and asks what her boyfriend was talking about, and then proceeds to say that her mother had disguised herself as her and made him do things to her. When he told that to his girlfriend's father, he thought the reaction was very strange, because her father wanted to see him together with his wife. The woman then proceeds to tell her boyfriend that she wanted to be in on it too. This leaves the man very confused, and he says that they were her parents, but she said that she was adopted and that she wanted to be part of that fantasy of her parents. The man is extremely confused by this, and so the woman takes him back home. Before the man enters the house, he takes out his cell phone and starts doing something. They then enter the house, and the woman's mother says she was so happy to see him again. She then asks him if he knew what he was going to do, and he says yes. He said it was something he would really enjoy. The woman's mother then says that before they started, they would have to sign some documents, because there would be rules and that he needed to keep everything confidential. She then hands the document to the man and tells him that if he had any questions about what was in that document, he could ask. The woman's father then says that he needed to calm down, because that was just a document saying what he was going to do there. The man then says that, because they even have a contract prepared, they should have done that a long time ago. The woman's mother then says that he had no idea how many times they'd done that. The woman then tells her boyfriend to stop with that distrust and sign the documents soon. The man then asks his girlfriend to wait a bit, as he wanted to see if the document would cover all the wishes he had about it. The woman's father then began to say that I could rest assured, because he would like it very much. He then starts saying that they liked younger people and that if he took that deal, they would offer the man a lot of things. The man then says that that house would be too small for the amount of people he would call to participate in it. This makes the woman's mother very excited, and she said she didn't know the man liked to do that sort of thing in groups. The man then says that he would call more people, and then he shows them his cell phone. The woman then asks what her boyfriend was doing, and he says he called the police. He says they were perverts and runs away. They run after him but cannot catch up with the man. Realizing what had happened there, they are desperate.